Ein Yaakov, we're in Berachot. This is the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei. The Gemara now resumes the discussion of the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei. It has been taught the sages made a fence for their words. They took preventative measures so that a person returning from the field in the evening should not say, "Let me first go home, eat a little, drink a little, sleep a little, and then I'll recite the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei." In the meantime, he may fall asleep and sleep through the whole night without having said the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei. Instead, the sages said, when a man returns home from the field in the evening, he should go to the synagogue. If he knows how to read verses of Torah, he should study Chumash or Tanakh. If he can learn Mishnah, let him study Mishnah, and then let him recite the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei. Only then should he go home, eat his meal, and say the grace after meals. And whoever transgresses the words of the sages and says, "I really have time until tomorrow morning," deserves to die by the hand of God. The Gemara asks, what is the difference that in other cases the rabbis do not say he deserves to die, and here the rabbis use the expression he deserves to die? After all, he transgressed only a rabbinic ordinance. The Gemara answers, if you wish, you may say, because here we are concerned that people will fall asleep if they don't realize that they have to recite the Shema first. Or if you prefer, you may say, they may want to exclude the opinion of those who say that the evening prayer is voluntary. Therefore, the sages want to make it very clear by their warning that you are obligated to say the evening prayer. The Master said in a Braita just quoted, he should recite the Shema and the Shemoneh Esrei. This supports Rabbi Yochanan's view, who holds that even in the evening the Shema comes before the Shemoneh Esrei, contrary to Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, who holds that at night you say Shemoneh Esrei first and then the Shema. Because Rabbi Yochanan said, who will have a share in the world to come? He who says the Shemoneh Esrei immediately after the bracha of Ga'al Yisrael, which is related to the Shema. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says the Shemoneh Esrei prayers were arranged to be said in the middle between the morning Shema and that of the evening Shema. Therefore, in the evening, the Shemoneh Esrei comes first, and then the evening Shema with the bracha Ga'al Yisrael. The Gemara asks, what are they arguing about? The Gemara answers, if you wish, you may say they disagree on the interpretation of a verse. Or, if you prefer, you may say that they argue about the rationale. For Rabbi Yochanan argues, although the redemption from Egypt reached its climax in the morning only, it actually began the night before. Therefore, even in the evening, Ga'al Yisrael must immediately be followed by the Shemoneh Esrei. Rabbi Yehoshua, on the other hand, argues that since the main difference happened in the morning, that of the evening was no real redemption. Therefore, in the evening, Ga'al Yisrael must not be followed by the Shemoneh Esrei. Or if you wish, you may say that they argue about the interpretation of a verse. They differ in the interpretation of the verse. Teach the commandment to your children when you lie down and when you get up. Deuteronomy 6:7. Rabbi Yochanan argues, let's compare lying down to getting up. Just as at the time of getting up, reciting the Shema precedes the Shemoneh Esrei, so also at the time of lying down, the Shema comes first and then the Shemoneh Esrei. But Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi argues differently. He says, let's compare lying down to getting up. Just as in the morning, you recite the Shema right after you get up, so should you recite the Shema of the evening as the last thing you do before going to bed. Mar ben Ravina raised the following objection. We have learned that in the evening, during the Ma'ariv prayer, you should say 2 Berachot before the Shema and 2 Berachot after the Shema. Now, if Ga'al Yisrael must be followed immediately by Shemoneh Esrei, you are not doing that because you have to say the Baracha of Hashkivenu, lay us down to sleep, between Ga'al Yisrael and Shemoneh Esrei. The Gemara answers, I will tell you, Hashkivenu is not considered an interruption, since the rabbis enacted that Hashkivenu should be said. It is considered an extension of the bracha of Ga'al Yisrael. Hashkivenu also is also a prayer for the redemption and protection of Israel. So, if you do not learn that way, then in the morning, how can we say the Shemoneh Esrei immediately after Ga'al Yisrael? Didn't Rabbi Yochanan say before beginning the Shemoneh Esrei, you should say, my Lord, open my lips, Psalms 51:17. And afterward you should say, may the words of my mouth be acceptable, Psalms 19, verse 15. Isn't my Lord, open my lips an interruption between Ga'al Yisrael and the beginning of the Shemoneh Esrei? The answer is that since the rabbis ordained that, O Lord, open my lips should be said, it is like in addition to and part of the Shemoneh Esrei. Here too, since the rabbis ordained that Hashkivenu should be said, it is an extension of and the bracha of Ga'al Yisrael.